going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. The New World Order book is going to show you how the world really works. And it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. I told you at the beginning of the year, in the first quarter of 2022, we was going to have an event that was going to bring us down. And then also in the fourth quarter, we would have an event that would bring us down. That's exactly what happened. And now I'm going to tell you, in the first quarter, we're going to have an event that's going to bring us down in 2023. And then also in the fourth quarter of 2023, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, guys, the markets are still going to be pumping and dumping until they get ready to pull the full rug. But I'll let you know when that's about to happen. Now, also, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to get re-educated. And also, much love to those who donate to the Cash Shop and Patreon. And in my Patreon, I keep you up to date with the New World Order events. Also, I give you the New World Order cryptos in the Patreon. Of course, you have to do your own research. But this next bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure that you have the cryptos that have utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And we have Bitcoin, cryptos, and stocks flat right now. We had Bitcoin make a move overnight and then pull back as the stock market opened. And of course, we have the stock market pulling back also slightly. But we know this week Jerome is in the house. So all of this is expected. So guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, of course, are rising going into the Fed meeting. We have the dollar pulled back slightly. We have volume, we have Tether, we have USDC. Now we have the Phantom blockchain to release a version 2.0 of the FUSD stablecoin. Now, guys, we have Jerome in the house. We know the repo is still over $2 trillion. We know they're going to be raising rates and running off the balance sheet this week. We have the Bank of England. We have our Fed, and then we have the ECB. And we know this is going to dump the markets. And remember, guys, they meet February and March. And all of them are going to be raising rates and running off the balance sheet for these 2 months, February and March, and then in April is no meeting. And we'll see whether the Fed will decide to pause. But we know they're going to be rolling off the balance sheet, but we also know we have to keep an eye on Janet Yellen. That's what my second video is going to be about, because we know she's tapping funds because of the debt ceiling. So we will see how soon they come up with an agreement. And remember, the goal is the 4th Industrial Revolution. They want to destroy this legacy market so that therefore they can give rise to this digital transformation. You cannot forget that. That's the reason why you have to keep your eye on all the moving pieces. We know they're going to set up as many distractions as possible so therefore they can build. That's the whole point of the drums of beating. It has nothing to do with the two going into conflict. U.S., United States, or Russia or Ukraine, all that is set up for a distraction in order to move the NWO's agenda. If you don't understand that, you'll get caught up in picking a side. And that's the reason why Hegelian dialectic works every single time. It is powerful because majority of people, when they see a situation, they put emotions in it. And that's when the magician uses his greatest tricks. Now we have BlackRock says that the Fed is going to remain hawkish. And guys, we know that is a fact over these next 2 months. But again, they have Janet Yellen as the safety net for the markets in the name of the debt ceiling. So make sure you're keeping an eye on all the moving pieces. And speaking of the drums of beating, we see a lot of commotion over in the Middle East again, guys. So we know geopolitical events affect all markets. Now, do not forget about Grayscale on Friday was at about 20.1 billion. Now, getting over into a little crypto news. Now, we have the company that has been busted on several occasions. I'm not going to get into that. But we have Pfizer Ventures backs the centralized science startup Bitrue. And they're about funding the science of human longevity. Now we have Premier League Inc.'s deal with digital trading card platform Sorare. Also, we have Bitcoin mining revenue jumped up 50% to 23 million in 1 month. And guys, remember when Bitcoin went down, we had a lot of consolidation in the Bitcoin space. So who do you think benefited from Bitcoin getting this big spike? So remember, these corporations are going to benefit from Bitcoin going up or Bitcoin going down. Now we have Binance unblocks 90% of Bit's Lotto accounts after investigation. And we know the DOJ didn't go after Bit's Lotto for no reason. A company we've never ever heard of. We know is more to come. Sit back, get your popcorn, and let it play out. And lastly, guys, we have Binance partners with Mastercard to launch prepaid crypto cards in Brazil. And guys, what are we seeing and what do we know? These big corporations and big banks are not going anywhere because they have the money to fund this fourth industrial revolution. And we know these big corporations and big banks were funding crypto from the beginning. So Mastercard, Visa, American Express, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, they're not going anywhere. They're just going to take these projects and integrate into what they're already doing. So therefore, payments are faster and cheaper. And the NWO banks and corporations get to stay in control. We know blockchain gives the NWO the all-seeing eye. Stablecoins, CBDCs are programmable, being able to tell you what, where, and when and how to buy, and you have 3 to 6 months to spend it, or poof, it's gone. And the NWO is going to use debit cards and credit cards to move the masses over to the next system, which we know is going to be the phone. And the next step is biometrics, your hand or facial recognition. We already see this overseas. They're already doing this. Of course, they bring it over to the West later because the U.S. is the last free nation. So you're watching the fall of America to Babylon along with the United States World Reserve Currency and the rise of China the Dragon along with the digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. And remember, the crypto teacher told you because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. Clothing Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.